Happy friends, welcome back to my channel. Virginia here with a new project to share with you and also with some interesting news. I made it to the Papericious design team. Oh yes, I'm very happy of this. So this is my first project for Papericious. And the constraint I had for this project was to use some of the tools that I have in my craft room, and I decided to use my silhouette cameo that I love so much. So I used one of the many free cut files that you can find on the Papericious website. And this was the original cut file, but I decided to slightly change it by multiplying, let's say, the stars, because I want to fill up the space between the stitching lines. It's very easy. What I did is I selected one of the stars, I copied it and I pasted it, and then I moved it around and turned over so that the orientation of the stars is not always the same. And I also shrunk it down so that I can have stars of different sizes. I filled all the space with these stars, and that's it actually. I also added another star in the center of the cut file where we see already there's two stars, let's say. I added another layer of stars because I wanted to have a white star to locate in the center. You will see it once I cut out the file, and you will really see what I mean if it's not clear. So I will continue adding stars, and that's what I cut at the end. And then I was happy with it and I cut it out, and that's what I have. You see, I have all those stars that maybe I can use in some other project. And my idea is to place this on top of this wonderful paper from the Field Trip collection by Shimelle, that is a rainbowy. Let's say there's a lot of colors. And I have this other fantastic paper from the same collection, and I want to use some of the icons that are included in this page. So I'm fussy cutting the rocket, and actually you will also see why very soon once you see what the picture that I'm going to use. You see, I cut this and also the planet, let's say, and I'm going to place it on top this way. This is the picture that I'm going to use. It's a photo of myself and two astronauts of the STS-134 mission of the Space Shuttle Endeavour, who came to visit CERN in 2012, if I remember well. At the time I was working at CERN. Actually, I've been working at CERN for many years. I have to say that since I was little, my dream was to become an astronaut, and also while I was studying engineering at the university. But then I discovered that in Italy, in order to become an astronaut, you need to enter the military service, and that was not the career that I was hoping for myself. And it's not easy to be selected to become an astronaut. The odds that I would become an astronaut were not high enough to justify this kind of choice. So I decided not to go for it. So anyway, nevertheless, I really like all the space missions, and I was very happy to be able to meet in person some astronauts and listen to their stories and ask questions. In this picture, I'm with two of the members of the crew. In particular, they are Roberto Vittori, who is Italian and is from ESA, and the other one is Andrew Furstel, that is from NASA. So back to my project. As you can see, I met in my my picture, I used first this wonderful paper with all the stars, which is actually the back of the one with all the icons. And then I used this other paper that I have with all these colorful stripes. And at first I just tore the paper, but then I realized that this distressed look was not fitting with my project and was not what I was looking for. So I went back and changed this paper, and now I just have straight lines. So now I want to add just a little bit of color behind my picture. So I'm doing a little bit of mixed media, and I'm using a couple of shimmers. One is an original shimmer that has a lot of texture, and I love it, and I love also the color. And the other one is a spritz. So I'm applying the color directly on the paper just with my brush. I didn't apply any gesso on the cardstock because I'm not going to go crazy with mixed media. I'm just adding a little bit of color and a little bit of splatters. And then even sucking up the excess of paint. So now I can leave it to dry. While it is drying, I'm going on and stitching along the lines that were meant actually for stitching. Of course, you don't have to do it. You can leave it in the cut file as is. But if you follow me or if you saw other videos of mine, you know that I love stitching on paper. So of course, I'm going to stitch, and I'm using a chain stitching, which is actually very easy, and you can see it. You can see how I do it in this video, but I might do a dedicated video to explain how I do it. Okay, so I'm stitching each line with a different color, or almost. I'm going to use the basic colors, red, yellow, blue, and also green, which are the colors that are in the collection. There's a little bit of orange as well. And so I'm showing you a little bit more of the process of stitching. By the way, I want to apologize for my voice because I have still a cold. It's 1 month that I have a cold and I have this voice. So what can I do? I'm trying to do the voiceovers for my videos. Anyway, I hope it doesn't bother you too much. So I'm securing with a knot, and that's the final result. I didn't stitch the line just behind the picture because it's not going to be seen anyway. And now I'm cutting a little bit of the white cardstock all around because I want to have a frame for my layout. Actually, the paper, the beautiful colorful paper that I'm going to glue on the back of this is going to make also the frame for my layout. I really want all these beautiful colors to pick through the stars and all around because I want to have a colorful layout. So with the magic of editing, I have already glued down the white cardstock, and with the adhesive foam I've also glued down the rocket and the picture. And now I've added the star in the center. I have this very, very beautiful and dimensional sequence in the shape of stars in different colors. Actually, the colors that I have used in my layout. So I had this idea of sprinkling colorful stars all around. So I'm placing them between the stars that are already in the cut file. And I'm distributing the colors all around. Now that I'm looking at it again, I think that it's nice this way, but at the same time, I got the feeling that it was a bit overwhelming, too busy. So I decided to tone it down a little bit by going color on color. So I'm putting the red stars next to the red stitched line, the blue ones next to the blue. For the blue, I have many blue lines, so I've also added the silver ones next to them, and the green one next to the green line, and so on. I'm limiting myself to 3 or maximum 4 stars for each sector, because I don't want to seem to look too much busy. And then finally I've added a blue star in the center. So to finish up my layout, I'm going to add a title, and I had to be a bit creative with letters, because those that I wanted to use, I didn't have all the letters I needed. So for example, for the stars, I have this beautiful silver glittery letters. These are stickers by Heidi Swab, but I didn't have two S, so I had to be creative using a Q somehow. And then the other letters are stickers again, but they are from a collection by Paige Evans, and I didn't have any more blue E. So I had to mix and match white and blue, and that's why in the end I'm covering everything with this metallic marker. It's a blue, metallic blue. It's very, very nice. And I'm going over not only the white but also the blue letters, so everything will look the same. The only difference will be in the thickness, because you can see the foam if it's blue or white, but doesn't matter. So this finishes up my layout. I really hope that you liked it. I had fun making it. If you liked it, please give me a thumb up, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you are not yet a subscriber. I want also to let you know that you can use my code VIRGI20 when you shop on the Paper Issues online shop, and if you use this code when you check out, you will save 20% of your expenses. So make good use of it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye bye!